What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. And today we're actually going to be taking a break from the offseason realistic rebuild series you guys have been seeing every day on this channel. We're addressing the rumor that's been going wild right now: Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams of Denver. Before we talk about why this rumor is going the way it is, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you have not already, always greatly appreciated. But I really just want to jump right into this one, so thank you guys for all the support. The Broncos have hired their head coach as of yesterday, and ended up being the Nathaniel Hackett, who is the Green Bay Packers offensive coordinator. So obviously the Aaron Rodgers rumors were already surfaced last year in the offseason about him going to Denver, but with the Green Bay Packers hiring his offensive coordinator that he just worked with, the rumors, the surface are they're just going crazy around. They're going wild. So with that as well, with Davante Adams being a free agent and the Packers not having a ton of cap space to retain Davante Adams, that also has surfaced a rumor about Davante Adams following Aaron Rodgers to Denver, making us do a Aaron Rodgers, Davante Adams Broncos rebuild today, taking a break from the offseason realistics and kind of doing our first ever rumor rebuild that has a lot of traction to it. So basically, if we take a look at how this looks, we have Davante Adams and Aaron Rodgers in Denver already on the team. So basically how this happened, let's recap. So Aaron Rodgers gets traded to Denver. Obviously, he's under contract with the Green Bay still. So he gets traded to Denver for, let's say, 2 first-round picks or more than that. In this game, I only traded him for 2 first-round picks and Jerry Jeudy. Basically, why we traded Jerry Jeudy away is because we have a lot of depth at the wide receiver core as it is, and also you're bringing in Davante Adams. I'm sure Green Bay would really appreciate getting a young wide receiver in Jerry Jeudy who could grow next to Jordan Love. So I think Green Bay would be very interested in that. And of course, Davante Adams we signed in free agency. Another way that could potentially happen is if Davante Adams got tagged in trade to Denver as well. So you could have a Adams Rodgers package, and then Denver sends whatever they have to over to Green Bay. So that is how this could go down. Is it going to go down in real life? I don't know. Probably not. You never really know, though. Anything's possible. It just is. So Aaron Rodgers, Davante Adams, though, I want to see how they're going to do in this AFC West division. Now, personally, for me, I've already seen a lot of reporters say this on TV, but I think Aaron Rodgers going to the AFC West does not make any sense, and I will stand by that. It does not. You're going to a division that's one of the harder divisions in football right now in the NFL. You have Justin Herbert twice a year, Patrick Mahomes twice a year, and then Derek Carr, if he stays, it's not bad either. That's twice a year. So you have really good quarterbacks you're going to be going against. And of course, the AFC, as far as just young studs, is a little bit more stacked than the NFC, where you have a lot of NFC quarterbacks who are just aging and, you know, veterans over there. I mean, you have a young quarterback in like Kyler Murray, but in the AFC, you have Herbert, Mahomes, you have Joe Burrow. That's just to name a few. Deshaun Watson, if he ever plays again. But yeah, so I feel like Aaron Rodgers going to Denver wouldn't be the smartest move in the world, but regardless, we are rebuilding this team. So we've kind of talked about what I think, and I want to know what you guys think down in the comment section below, whether you think this is real or will this happen, and if you think it would be smart for Aaron Rodgers to potentially move to Denver. So the offense actually looks pretty good as it sits right now. The offensive line actually isn't terrible, so we can roll with it. And of course, the wide receiver core is good, and then you have a really talented rookie running back in Javonte Williams. And then, of course, Denver had Melvin Gordon as well, which I don't think I'll be getting Melvin Gordon back just because I want to spend money elsewhere. And, of course, you have Aaron Rodgers and Drew Lock to back him up, Courtland Sutton, Adams, and Tim Patrick, and then Noah Fant. So you have, honestly, a pretty talented offense, so we're not really worried about the offense. But if we take a look at the defense, we're a little lackluster here. We need a strong safety. Our corners are actually really solid, so we're happy about that. We have a good free safety in Justin Simmons, one of the better safeties in the NFL. But linebacker core is very lackluster, and then we do need a defensive tackle. Our edge rusher and Shelby Harris isn't bad. He's 31 years old, but there definitely is a lot to address here as far as the defense is concerned. So we'll have to be taking a look at that first. We only have $19 million in cap space, though. So if we do have a way of freeing up a little bit of money, I do want to check it out. I'm not really sure if there is going to be a way. I'm sure we can make some more trades if we need to, but with Aaron Rodgers being 39 years old and, Adams being 29, our window is not that huge. So it is important that we go for it now. So let's see what money we could save. So we could cut Aaron Rodgers and save $27 million. I'm not going to do that, though. We could cut Bradley Chubb and save $12 million. He's only 26, right outside linebacker, but I don't think that makes a ton of sense to do, so I'm not going to do that. Then Davante Adams, I'm not going to do that either. That doesn't make any sense. So what can we do? Tim Patrick. I don't think there's a whole lot of money to be cut around here. So we're literally stuck with our $90 million, it looks like. So gonna have to be a little creative. Like I said, I could cut Bradley Chubb technically, but I don't think I really want to do that. He's one of their better offensive players who was only 26 years old, so I feel like he could develop a little bit in his star development. So not going to be doing that. Let's just go to free agency and see what we can grab in free agency to improve the defense, because I love how the offense looks. Now we need to focus on the defensive side of the football in order to put this as a Super Bowl contending team. So you have Akeem Hicks, which could make some sense. Throw him on the edge on the right side if you wanted to do something like that. Calais Campbell, Alexander Johnson, who was a middle linebacker sitting here in free agency from our team. So we'll see if we want to re-sign him. Kareem Jackson also came from our team, but first guy I noticed that I saw out here was Ronnie Harris Jr., 25-year-old strong safety. I think that makes a ton of sense for us to grab him. So I'm going to go ahead and offer him a contract and see if we can get Ronnie Harris Jr. So just like that, we'd be his #1 offer. So hopefully get Ronnie Harris Jr. That would be a good first signing. Then you have Kyle Fuller out here. You have Melvin Ingram. The corners actually aren't really our problem, so we're not going to be going for corners. I think it does make sense for us to go probably to get Alexander Johnson back because we do need linebackers. We need a nose tackle. So we'll see what we can get as far as that is concerned. So nose tackles aren't available. We offered our strong safety contract, so secondary will be complete once we get that. But now we need some edge rushers. So Akeem Hicks, I mean, 32 years old, could make some sense. He is a little expensive though, so I might not go that route. As far as I do want to take a look at Alexander Johnson as well, maybe giving him a 1-year deal. He would be a little bit cheaper, so I'm gonna go. I guess we can sign him for 3. Yeah. Maybe I could give him no bonus just to make sure we could cut him if we need to. So we maybe do something like this. That way, if we have to cut him, because we might be going longer than just 1 year in this rebuild, unlike the offseason rebuilds where we do 1 year because it's an offseason rebuild. So I don't know if he'll accept that, but hey, he has no offers yet, so I guess we'll leave it the way it is. So $6 million in cap space for Alexander Johnson. We will lock ourselves into him. And then last but not least, I guess we could use another linebacker. Maybe we go for Dante Hightower, but that's just another veteran, or we could make a trade, which we potentially should maybe look into. So we have a lot of corners on the roster. It would make some sense to maybe daggle one of our corners out there and see if we can maybe get like a nose tackle linebacker in return. I think that could make some sense in order to improve the team. Or you could even look at Derek Barnett, who I know is actually really good on this game, so that might be something we look into as well. But for now, our negotiations are with Alexander Johnson and Ronnie Harris Jr. So I do, on day 2 of free agency, before we simulate to day 3, I want to see if we can maybe make a trade and try to grab a linebacker or a defensive tackle out of the trades. Today's video is brought to you by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is a DFS player props website that allows you to go over or under on players' projections. You're facing no one in the world but yourself and the numbers. So let me go ahead and show you a few examples of how it works. So on this example, I went for a flex play on Deebo Samuel, Cordell Patterson, Laviska Shenault, and David Johnson, who were all able to hit or go under the numbers, which led to me getting $170. That's just one example. And here's another example where I didn't actually get everyone correct, but I still didn't walk away with nothing. Aaron Jones was able to hit over his fantasy score. Chase Edmonds got over 10 fantasy points, and Mercedes Lewis got under 18.5 receiving yards. But unfortunately for me, DeAndre Hopkins did not get a touchdown in this game. If you do decide to sign up, my link is down in the description below. Use code Crushables. They are offering 100% deposit match up to $100. So I'm making a trade with the Cleveland Browns. I'm sending one of our young corners in a 4th round draft pick, and we're getting a 3rd round pick and a middle linebacker in Anthony Walker Jr. from the Cleveland Browns. So that's going to improve the middle linebacker core. We also pick up an earlier draft pick, which I think helps us a little bit. So obviously, you kind of hate trading a young corner away, but since we're so stacked at the depth chart at cornerback, I really just kind of wanted to make that move because we definitely needed some linebacker help. So I'm looking at this. I'm feeling pretty good about bringing in Anthony Walker. That's just going to be a huge improvement. So, I mean, we kind of brought in who we needed. We're going to sign Alexander Johnson. Hopefully, we're going to hopefully sign the strong safety. And then basically all I really want to do now is get a outside linebacker and edge rusher and nose tackle. So let's go ahead and take a look. I think I do want to take a look at Derek Barnett in free agency, to be honest with you, because I do like getting him a lot. He usually helps out quite a bit. So my negotiations, we still have Alexander Johnson and Ronnie Harris. So let's see if I have any shot at, let's see what defensive tackles are out here, actually. So you have Linval Joseph, Brandon Williams, Sheldon Rankins, Maurice Hurst. None of those interest me that much. We have Calais Campbell. I mean, he would be a guy you could sign for 1 year, and you know what? We might go for him low-key. We might just sign him to a 1-year deal. We could only literally offer him not that much money at all. So if he wants to sign this, he is more than welcome to. It is not that great of an offer, but we'll offer it. So let's see if he decides to sign it. If not, then he does not. Let's go ahead and see if we hopefully get Ronnie Harris. I really want Ronnie Harris to improve the defense. So let's see if we get that lucky. And we got Ronnie Harris Jr., so that is a huge sign of relief that we got the strong safety. So already our defense is up from an 82, I believe it was, to an 84. So that's huge. We're still looking at free agency, though, to make sure we get the other two guys. So Alexander Johnson and Calais Campbell still don't have any offers. So hopefully they decide to accept it. If not, then we don't get them, unfortunately. So let's go to next week and see if we get lucky and get Calais Campbell and Alexander Johnson, two veterans who could hopefully help us out as far as running for a Super Bowl this year. And we are going to get... I think Madden is about to crash, it looks like. This is taking a little too long. We'll see. No, it did not. So we got Alexander Johnson. All right, but we did not get Calais Campbell yet. So we did not get Calais Campbell to sign our contract that we offered to him. So we're going to $5 million. We're going to have $5 million. We could still get Calais Campbell, I believe. So hopefully he maybe accepts that, and that would be great. So that would be another huge improvement on the defensive line. So, all right, I'm feeling pretty good about that. Now we take a look at our defense going into the NFL draft. We don't have a first-round pick, but we do have a second-round pick. We have a third-round pick. So the only thing I would draft on offense is probably a tackle. If Charles Cross is on the board, maybe we trade it, or maybe we draft Charles Cross. But defense is looking a lot better. I like the way it's looking. We still need nose tackles. If we do get Calais Campbell, pick him up, put him on the right side, that'll look a little bit better. And then we also need an outside linebacker. So definitely going to be looking into that. Let's go to the draft and see what we can get at outside linebacker to start this off. So we have the 8th selection in the second round. We literally have no first round pick, obviously, from the Aaron Rodgers trade. So we're just going to go straight to the second round and see if we can get either a nose tackle or a linebacker. I mean, any of that would be great. So if we have Jordan Davis available, if we have, I mean, anything is going to be fine. So we have Andrew Booth. Ooh, Jordan Davis. We scouted him quite a bit. And then we also, another guy I was really interested in if he's out here, which they're both listed at left outside linebacker. We can move him to the right side, would be Adam Anderson, who's here, but the other guy was interested in is not here. So we're going to pray that Adam Anderson falls to the third round. If he does not, then it is what it is. But we are 100% going to be drafting Jordan Davis here to be our nose tackle. That is a great move, and that's going to be an awesome defensive tackle to pick up in this draft and have him be our nose tackle for the season. Now we're going to be going to our third round pick. Do we get that lucky? Is Adam Anderson going to fall to the third round? I doubt it, but you never really know. Let's see if we get that lucky, and we'll see. So make your selection, and we are going to be getting Adam Anderson here, maybe? Yes, he's still here. Let's go. So we're going to draft Adam Anderson to play the other side of the ball at linebackers. We got 2 hidden development defensive players. That's going to be huge needs. So we're going to be going, like I said, we're going to be going longer than 1 year. We also have another third round pick, which is huge. So that's why it's great to get these hidden development players. Let's see if we can find another hidden development player that I know might be out here. So we have Drake London, Nolan Smith, Xavier Thomas. Not really seeing anyone, I don't think. So unfortunately, it's not going to be working this time. So I don't really see anyone. I mean, you could draft a quarterback potentially. You could draft a tackle, but I don't really know. I mean, it really doesn't matter what else we get here, low key. Whatever we get, it's not going to be a huge need. So Nolan Smith, we could draft a running back, I guess, since we only have Javonte Williams now. So we could do that. Merlin Robinson, Xavier Thomas. I guess I'll just go ahead and look at the running back real quick. C carrying. He also has D stiff arm C juke move, so he looks pretty bad actually. Round 3 to 4 projection. I mean, what are we gonna take here? Xavier Thomas. We could take another edge. I mean, we could out of Clemson. Xavier Thomas. He's got C power moves. What else has he got? I mean, this is the third round. B awareness, D hit power. We only have 30 seconds. We don't have a lot of time, so I'm just gonna draft Xavier Thomas out of the third round, and I think I'm gonna call it good there. Since we still have a lot more time in this rebuild, I'm just gonna go straight to the draft recap. Since we have a 5th round pick, not gonna get anything that good there, so we'll simulate and see how we did. The draft recap wasn't terrible. We got Jordan Davis obviously and Adam Anderson, which are 2 guys I know are gonna be really good for us going forward. Xavier Thomas, if he could be good for us going forward, I wouldn't mind that. We got a tight end as well, a left outside linebacker, and a corner, so pretty solid. I mean, it would have been great if we would have gotten Calais Campbell as well, but I don't believe we're going to have the ability to do that anymore. So just going to go straight to preseason week 1 and just kind of see what our lineup's going to look like. I mean, low-key, we do have Shelby Harris as an edge rusher, so it's not that big of a deal if we don't have Calais Campbell, so it's fine. So we have an 83 overall defense, so we went from an 83 to an 84. I'm really just hoping with Aaron Rodgers on the team and Devontae Adams, this Broncos team, should make the playoffs technically, but we are in a tough division, so nothing is guaranteed. You have Javonte Williams, Mike Boone, and Anderson here at the running backs. You got Noah Fant, Cortland Sutton, KJ Hamler, Tim Patrick, and of course Devontae. And then defensively, you have all this, which is looking good. Shelby Harris. We don't. Oh, what I need to do, I was about to say, we need to move Adam Anderson to the other outside linebacker position. That way he gets the start and not that 70 overall. So that'll look pretty good. And then we'll have 2 hidden development players playing on the defense. So hopefully these guys develop long term for us. Hopefully Aaron Rodgers doesn't retire anytime soon. We're going to try to go 2 or 3 years in this rebuild. I think 2 is probably the safe bet. We're going to throw Adam Anderson, of course, up there. So this is what our team's going to look like, man. I mean, I'm excited to see how this is going to go. We're going to simulate this season. I assume this team should be in the playoffs with Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams here. You would like to think that this team can make the postseason, but nothing is guaranteed in this game. So the season comes to an end, and we ended up finishing 11-6. Not too bad. We're in the playoffs. That's what I was hoping for. If we didn't make the playoffs, I was going to be pretty disappointed, but at least we are in here, which is great. So we did lose to Cincinnati week 18, 35-14. But if we take a look at the stats real quick before we go into the postseason, I do want to kind of see how everyone performed, obviously. And then going into the offseason, we're not going to have a ton of cap room. Green Bay still went 11-6, even with Jordan Love starting. So good for them. Because whenever I rebuilt the Packers, we didn't make the playoffs. But 4,600 yards from Aaron Rodgers, 37 touchdowns, 18 interceptions. So solid year out of Aaron Rodgers. Rushing wise, Javonte Williams had 1,100, 5 rushing touchdowns, and then 4 from Mike Boone. Receiving, Devontae Adams, 1,500, 9 touchdowns, 10 touchdowns, 13. So all the wide receivers did their work. Noah Fant with 500 and then 3 receiving touchdowns. And then taking a look at the defensive side of the ball again. Sacks wise, we had 11.5 from Bradley Chubb, 4.5 from Jamont Jones, 3 from Shelby Harris, 2 from Adam Anderson, 1 from Jordan Davis, and 1 from Trace Ford. And then interceptions wise, we had 2 from Bryce Callahan, 1 from Anthony Walker, and 1 from Ronnie Harris. Deflections wise, we had 7 from Anthony Walker. And then if we got a touchdown, we did get a safety though, I see. So we have 1 safety from Bradley Chubb. So Bradley Chubb looked like he had a really good year. So I'm glad we didn't cut him for that $11 million we could have freed up. So for this season, I'm not going to jump into any gameplay. I'm going to wait till next season for that. Hopefully, if we make the playoffs next season, because I do want to keep going. I don't want to just end it off in this. So let's go ahead and see if we can go to New England in Foxborough and beat the Patriots. I mean, obviously, Aaron Rodgers and Adams getting eliminated in round 1. It's not going to be fun. It's not going to be a good look. If they go to a different team, it's still going to eliminate in round 1. And let's see what happens. Thankfully, we did beat them 48-24. So we are on to the next round playing the Jacksonville Jaguars, who went 9-8. So have to feel really good about that. I do want to take a look at our lineup real quick. So I'm happy we're able to win a wild card weekend game, but it is bigger than that. So we are going up against an 80 overall Jacksonville Jaguars team. So if we take a look at this, Aaron Rodgers, everyone looks good on the offense, which we knew that. But defensively is where we kind of had some young guys. Jordan Davis is a 75. Adam Anderson is a 73. So that all is looking great to me. So I'm really liking how this team is improving. Let's go to next week and see if we can be in the AFC Championship. Let's see, shall we? Let's send it next week, see if we can beat Jacksonville. Hopefully we can. And we are going to lose 28-23. That's disappointing. I would have loved to be in the AFC Championship. Potentially. I mean, I assume maybe it's against the Chiefs in the AFC Championship. I'm going to take a real quick look because I'm very curious. Playoff bracket, if we take a look, 28-23 to Jacksonville. Man, that's a disappointing look. But it's actually Cleveland. So, whoa, Kansas City lost 38-0 to the Ravens. Okay. And then you got Cleveland versus Jacksonville. Green Bay versus Atlanta. So, Green Bay out here still making the playoffs. Dallas lost in the divisional round, even with the number 1 seed bye. Okay, well, that was interesting. Well, we're going to try to go through this quick offseason ahead of us. We extended Aaron Rodgers 1 more season. So, we're going to send him to the offseason. And we do have a few free agents to worry about and not a ton of cap room. So it is going to be a little bit of a struggle this offseason. But I do want to go at least 1 more season before we just completely call this rebuild over. So if we look at the season recap, if you guys are interested in this real quick, that way we are not skipping this. We have Justin Fields. We have Green Bay and Cleveland in the Super Bowl. Ricardo Allen was the Super Bowl MVP. Mike McCarthy, Coach of the Year. Justin Fields, CJ Verdell, Offensive Rookie of the Year on the Falcons, and Zach Harrison. So nothing from us, obviously, but let's go to the re-signing stage, shall we? So we signed Aaron Rodgers already to an extension, which was important because obviously it's the title of the video. So I'm glad we kept Aaron Rodgers. That's a good look. Obviously, we needed that. So Aaron Rodgers is back. Now we need to re-sign, I believe, Noah Fant. There's like Shelby Harris, or not Shelby Harris. I believe it's Bradley Chubb, which is going to be important. So we'll take a look at everyone who's a free agent. Obviously, a lot of important guys here. Even our backup quarterback is maybe a potential important one. We need our right guard. I like the year that Bradley Chubb had. So I do really want a lot of these guys back. So it's going to be a little upsetting to try to get all of them back. So hopefully we're able to accomplish it, but we'll see what happens. So I'm going to sign Noah Fant, obviously, to a deal. And he says free agency will be better for him in the long run. I'm not liking that. That would cost us $13 million of franchise tag, and we'll try to get him in free agency if we're able to afford him. I did notice, I do want to see and make sure that Aaron Rodgers did not retire me before I go any further. Just to be sure. I don't want to go through this and then Aaron Rodgers retired. So let's go to the AFC West and see. He did not. So Aaron Rodgers is back as far as I know. We're good with that. All right. So we didn't get Noah Fant. We do need to sign Bradley Chubb back, and we need to sign a lot of these guys back. So Bradley Chubb is going to be important to me, though, because he just had a really good year for us. So he does want quite a bit of money. But we'll see if we can get him back. He says free agency is better for him. So we might lose a lot of these guys. That is not going to be a good look. I do want to keep the protection for Aaron Rodgers. Having an offensive line for him is going to be pretty important. Can we please get someone? What the hell? No one wants to come back. Everyone's like, Aaron Rodgers came to Denver. I don't want to play here anymore. Please, somebody, please just resign. Dre'Mont Jones, please. Thank you. Oh, my goodness. All right, so we got one person. Franchise tagging, 21 million, 14 million. Okay. I don't appreciate the disrespect. I'm going to sign my punter. I know my punter is going to stay loyal and resign with me. I'm excited for not. Let's go, baby. We got Sam Martin back. Now we need to try to retain all three of these guys in free agency. I basically did everything I could to get Bradley Chubb back. And at the end of things, he does not come back. So I gave him the best contract I could possibly offer. I lost Noah Fant in free agency. I lost Dalton Reisner. And at the end of the day, Bradley Chubb does not come to the team. I could have been using my money elsewhere. You got to be kidding me. But the reason why I didn't really go for Dalton Reisner too much is because I didn't realize we had a left guard right behind him as a star development. So offensive line didn't take much of a fall off. The tight end position, we just drafted one. And I guess we have this guy. I can't tell you I could say his last name, but we do have a tight end behind him, I guess. So losing Noah Fant does suck, but I mean, we still need to put money into this defensive line and outside linebacker position. So since we didn't get Bradley Chubb back, I mean, I guess we can go ahead and just see what we can get. The scraps left of free agency with our $16 million left. So, I mean, we can basically look for anything here. Edge rusher, linebacker is what we're looking for. So Bobby Wagner is out here. Darrell Henderson, Calais Campbell, don't really want. Chris Winovich, Corey Davis is here. Kyle Fuller, obviously. Losing Bradley Chubb was pretty much the worst case scenario. I could not really afford for that to happen, and it did. So really unfortunate, but it did happen the way it did. So what can I get? I'm just gonna go ahead and like I said, I could draft one of these middle linebackers or sign one of these middle linebackers and technically move them to the outside linebacker, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna go to Chase Winovich and try to get him as the edge, and then we're gonna be using the trade to try to get a linebacker or draft a linebacker. I mean, other than that, don't really know what else to do. So I'm really upset, and Winovich is getting a crazy offer from Jacksonville, so I have to up the ante to get at least one person out of free agency to overall the team a little bit. And we're his number one offer by just the tiny margin. So if we could get him, that would be great. I have a feeling we're probably not going to. Jacksonville will probably get him, but let's see what happens. And did we get Chase Winovich? Is the question I have. So let's see if it happened. Madden, please. Or is this your point where, I mean, the game hasn't crashed yet, so I assume this is where it's like, hey, it's my daily crash time, so I gotta go. So, well, whenever it loads back in, I'll show you if we got Chase Winovich or not. We didn't get Chase Winovich, so instead what I'm doing is I'm trading my 3rd round pick and my 4th round draft pick for Matthew Judon from the New England Patriots. Basically, you've gone like 2 years in this season, or I guess it's 1 or whatever. Yeah, 2 years basically. But Judon, I mean, I assume the Patriots want to get off his contract eventually if it does end up working out the next year. Maybe he falls off a cliff. So me being me, needing something, and I'm desperate right now, I'm grabbing Matthew Judon, who I know is going to fall off. He does fall off pretty badly in Madden, but he'll be good at least for this 1 year. Since we're doing one more season, I needed something. We needed something very bad in the worst way. So I am fine with getting Matthew Judon. Obviously, we move. I mean, they're actually opposite. Are they both right outsides and they're just sitting? Yeah, okay. So this will fix itself eventually, I believe. Not sure why Madden does that, but whatever. So hopefully that fixes it, and it did. So, okay. So now we need an edge rusher, or we could just continue to roll with Shelby Harris or whatever. So the 2nd round pick that I have here, I'm probably going to draft an edge rusher, and we're going to simulate this next season, basically. So one more season to see if we can make it back and compete for a Super Bowl one more time with Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams. So this offseason went as horribly as it probably could have, so hopefully I find a way to get something good here, because it's pretty important we get something. So at the end of season number 2, we end up finishing 9-8, and that is going to do it for me. So 9-8 on the season, and we did not make the playoffs to end things off. So pretty disappointed, obviously, to say the least. I mean, Madden is just weird. You know, you guys know what Madden is. So pretty disappointing. I mean, at least we went over 500, I guess, but it would have been great to be in the postseason competing for a Super Bowl one last time with Aaron Rodgers, who is most likely going to look to retire after this. So this is what the offense completed looked like, and then defensively, this is what we looked like to end things off. So we got a superstar development middle linebacker, which is cool, but other than that, nothing else really matters. So thank you guys for watching. Leave a like if you did enjoy. What do you guys think about Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams potentially going to Denver? Would that lead to a Super Bowl? Is that a bad move? Let me know. Thank you guys for watching. This is Crushables 2. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.